Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are having a great week and I hope that April has gone really well for you. I don't know why, but it's hard to believe that it's the end of April. I feel like this year is going by very quickly and it's probably because last year was just such a long year and I don't know, I just feel like it shouldn't be April already or the end of April already, but it is here and I wanted to sit down and share the products that I loved throughout the month. I did do a bunch of videos on my channel this month kind of reviewing new makeup, and then last month I did a lot of videos applying makeup, so I don't know what I have in store for May yet. I sat down to write out my schedule, but I still have a lot of space open. So if there is anything you want to see, let me know. I definitely want to do a video using these products and then also using the products I purchased during the Sephora VIB sale. So I will add those to my schedule. They should be up soon. But in the meantime, let me share the products I've been loving. I'm not sharing any fails in this video because I'm also going to film a video on like the worst makeup I've tried so far in 2021. So I'll include some fails in that video. This one's just all about products I've loved. So my number one favorite from the month was definitely the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I did pick this up. I got it on sale because it was discounted at Sephora inside JCPenney as well as on Sephora's website for a while. I just checked. It's no longer on sale. It's back up to the full price. But I still love this palette and I think that it is such a fun option for spring. I've been wearing it every chance I can get. I am wearing it today. I did pair it with the ColourPop Lilac You a Lot palette, but I'm only wearing one shade from this palette. I just have this deeper purple in the outer corner and then up into the crease just to darken things up a little bit, but the rest of the shadows that I'm wearing are from this one. So just for reference, I have this purple kind of as a transition color, this one all over the lid, and then this one all over the lid as well. And then I just kind of combined all of the shadows on my lower lash line. But I did do two other looks, like I filmed with this palette on for two other looks. So I'll include some clips right here. I wore some of the pinky shades, some of the green shades, and then in the green look, I did use a shade from Urban Decay's Naked Wild West. So you can use this palette to get complete looks for sure. There are definitely enough shades and enough variation that you can do that. But overall, it is a little bit more of a lighter pastel palette. So typically when I am doing a look, I'll kind of pull in like one deeper shade just to make things a little bit more vibrant because I typically like to go more dramatic with my eye looks. But this palette has been so much fun. The matte shadows are so blendable and so smooth. I love the formula. I could see it becoming one of my favorite matte formulas. And then there are so many different interesting textures going on with the shimmer shadows. There are true metallics, there are some slightly shimmery shades, there are like textured metallics, so they all look so pretty on the eyes. And I think that's what I'm typically looking for in an eyeshadow palette these days. I don't just want like a typical matte and shimmer palette. I like when the shimmers have different textures, different finishes, because you can do so many more interesting eye looks. I know a lot of you guys purchased this palette while it was on sale, so I definitely want to film some looks. I might do a video sharing like 3 different looks. I know it's a little bit of an older palette, but I just think it is so perfect for the springtime, and I think that would be fun. So I'll add that to my list for May, but this is definitely my number one just favorite throughout the month. I feel like I haven't been featuring a ton of ColourPop products on my channel over the last month or two. I did review the ColourPop Lizzie McGuire collection, which I really do enjoy that eyeshadow palette. I created a similar look to what I'm wearing with that palette as well, but I have to say one of my favorite ColourPop releases lately would definitely be these 4-pan eyeshadow palettes, these quads. I like that ColourPop is kind of moving in a smaller palette direction just because I do tend to prefer smaller palettes overall. I love ColourPop's 9-pan palettes. Those are typically my favorite, but I've really been enjoying these. They retail for $9. I will swatch these 3 neutral quads for you. These have actually been my go-to, but they do have some more colorful options. They have like some corals, some orangey red tones. I think that these are nice for quick and easy looks. They each come with 2 matte shadows. I feel like the matte formulas in these palettes are a little bit more silky than other ColourPop mattes. They're pretty powdery, they blend well, but they feel silky and smooth. If you guys have tried them, you'll have to let me know what you think. And then there is like a regular metallic and then a metallic that has glitter in it. It's not a pressed glitter, but it is more of like a glittery look on the eyes. The other palette that I loved is actually an eye and face palette. This is from E.L.F. It is the E.L.F. Gen Atkin Let's E.L.F.ing Do This palette. They did release 2, a light to medium palette and then a medium to deep palette. I will include the swatches for both and the close-ups in case you guys are interested in seeing what they look like. I did do a full review on the collection and there were a lot of really good products. One product I didn't like at all, so if you want a more extensive review, I'll link that video below. But I think my favorite formula in the entire collection was probably the palette. This formula is better than e.l.f.'s normal formulas, and I do like a lot of their products, but I feel like they put extra effort into this. The shadows and the blushes and the highlighter and bronzer, everything is just very smooth, so blendable. It looks really good on the skin, and it's easy to work with. Now, if you have a lot of staple eyeshadows, you probably do not need to run out and buy these, but if you're looking for an all-in-one face palette or eye and face palette, if you don't necessarily like to reach into a ton of individual products, this might be worth it for you. I feel like this highlighter looks so skin-like. I applied it and then I was like out in the car the one day and I just looked in the mirror, because sometimes you apply makeup in your house and when you're outside and you look in the car mirror, it looks so much different. It looked even better in natural light. It just looked so smooth and melted into my skin, and the shadows are blendable, so easy to work with. So I'm really impressed by the quality of this. I hope they stick with this formula moving forward because it's just really good. I tried the Catrice Sungasm Illuminizing Bronzer back in March, and it's really been one of my go-to products since then. I have the shade Golden Ecstasy. This is probably a little bit deeper than what I would typically wear right now, but I think during the summertime it will be the perfect shade for me. And you can go in with a light hand or build it up, so I just try to apply a very soft, subtle layer. But this is so blendable. I think this has actually replaced the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, or what is that called? Too Faced. I haven't used it since March. The Too Faced Chocolate Gold Bronzer. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, because the formulas are so similar. This one is a little bit less shimmery and this one's a little bit lighter, so it does work better for my skin tone right now while I have no tan. But I think that it is so gorgeous, natural looking on the skin. It is a little bit more of a red toned bronzer, which I don't always love, but I think that this one looks great on the skin and it's just nice and easy to work with. So it has been my go-to for everyday wear. I either use this one or the Milani Baked Bronzer. I kind of use them interchangeably, but this one is a little bit darker and a little bit more red toned. When it comes to highlighter, I've actually been reaching for this Milani Baked highlighter a lot. You guys, I never thought that I would enjoy this as much as I do, because for some reason, baked highlighters just sound like they're going to be dry on the skin to me. And I don't know why. I like a lot of baked products. I like baked blushes, baked bronzers. I don't know. I just feel like I've been getting back into baked products as a whole, but this looks so good on the skin. I actually saw a TikTok where someone said this was a dupe for Becca's Champagne Pop, and I don't think it's a color dupe, but I think the formula does come very, very close. It looks really smooth and gorgeous and glowy on the skin. I will say that this doesn't look like it's going to be glittery in the pan, but on the cheeks it does give a little bit of a glittery appearance. Not to the point where it's too intense, but when the sun hits, you can notice like some really fine glitter in it, which is weird because it doesn't look like that in the pan, but I'll do a swatch for you so you can see what it looks like, but it really is a gorgeous formula. I actually have 3 different complexion products to talk about. So the first one is the Fenty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I picked this up during the Sephora VIB sale. I have the shade 3, which is probably like the most perfect foundation match that I've ever found. And that's funny to me because I've always had trouble finding the right shade in my Fenty products. They're always a little bit too yellow or a little bit too neutral, but I purchased this based on the shade chart that they put out, and it works really well for me. It really just blends into my skin, and you can't see like a distinct difference between my face and my neck, and that just never happens for me. So I think part of the reason why I do love this is because it is such a perfect shade match. I actually like to apply this product with my fingers, which is never the case for me. I always like to use a brush, and there's actually another product in my video that I've been using with a sponge, and again, that never happens. So I don't know if my preferences are changing or if these products just work differently for me, but this goes on so beautifully with your fingers because it just like melts the product into the skin. It's a very soft, liquidy product. It looks really natural and smooth on the skin. Now, I will say I have to set all of my products with powder, and I wish that I didn't because I think setting it with powder does kind of take away some of that like gorgeous natural finish. It's just a very lightweight product. It feels like a tinted moisturizer, but it's a little bit more smoothing on the skin. So I do like this. I will say that it's not a long wearing product on my oily skin. Very few products are unless they're really mattifying or they have more coverage, but I almost don't mind because I'll just kind of blot my face and deal with it and move on with my day. That will probably change as we head into summer and the warmer weather because I think it will probably just kind of like melt off of my skin if it's really hot out. It's been very, very cold where I live this spring, so it hasn't been a big issue for me. And honestly, I don't really go anywhere where I feel like my makeup has to last for 12 hours. If I'm out and I have a mask on like all day long, I'm not really worried about wearing a foundation underneath. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I haven't found a foundation that holds up under a mask for that long, so I'll just either skip it or go in with something really light and natural. So that being said, I kind of feel like the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation is not a dupe, but a good alternative, especially if you have oily skin. So I have the shade 060 Neutral Honey. And what's funny is these feel very similar when you apply them. I would say the Essence product has a little bit more coverage. This one is meant to be a foundation and this one from Fenty is a skin tint. But at the same time, this almost feels more like a tinted moisturizer than a true foundation with just a little bit more coverage. And I find that it stays really well on my oily skin. So if you find that the Fenty skin tint is just a little bit too dewy for your oily skin, you might actually prefer this product from Essence. They have a pretty good shade range as well, and I think it looks really smooth, even, natural on the skin, and when I set it in place with powder, it does last throughout the day. I'm kind of curious to wear these next to each other. Like I want to do a full wear test, one half of my face with the Fenty skin tint, the other half with the Essence Hydrating Foundation, just because they feel so similar. So I might film that for YouTube and upload it because this could be a good alternative, or I might just do it and share the results. But I do like both of these products. Obviously, Essence is a lot less expensive, but I think that the Fenty one might be more ideal for dry skin. I kind of like both of them, so I just thought I would share them in today's video. Now, the other product I've been reaching for is actually the E.L.F. Camo CC Cream. I've used this in a couple of videos. I think I did a Get Ready With Me in March where I applied this with a brush, but I find that I've actually been enjoying this with a sponge. And that's so weird to me because I never like using a sponge to apply any of my complexion products other than powder. I just don't even try them with a sponge anymore because usually a sponge will kind of shear out the product. It just won't look as good on my skin. But I feel like a damp sponge works with this because this is a little bit of a thicker product. So when you use a brush to blend it out, it takes a little bit of effort, but a damp sponge just diffuses the product in such a natural way. Now, again, this isn't necessarily going to be a super long-lasting product on me, but it just looks so healthy and even and smooth on the skin that I can kind of deal with it. I feel like because it is spring and my skin hasn't been extremely oily, it's not super hot out, I can embrace a little bit more of a natural hydrating product that might not necessarily stay in place for like 12 hours, but will look really good for like at least 6. And that's why I do love this product. It just looks very smooth on my skin. It feels really good. It feels really hydrating. And I've been mixing together Light 210N and Fair 140W. And again, it's just a very good match for me. I use a little bit more of Fair 140W, but I think that these two together work perfectly. And I've been enjoying it. I know that a lot of people go back and forth on this product. A lot of people love how it looks initially, but not necessarily how it looks by the end of the day. But you might like it with a damp sponge. That's how I've been enjoying it. I feel like it really presses the product into the skin, blends it out well, and gives it a better chance. So I've been reaching for it a lot. So this month I got back into lip oils. I think lip oils are so good, especially because I've basically just been wearing them all around the house. When I go out, I'm still not really wearing lip products. So I feel like I've been looking for products I can use practically, and these are so practical, but they also look great on the lips and they feel really good. So I have two. I have the Ulta Beauty Juice Infused Lip Oil. This one is in cranberry and pomegranate. I had this product years ago and I really liked it then, but I don't think I was into lip oil, like I wasn't into the formula of a lip oil. This year, I'm all about glossy lips. I'm all about like lip gloss, lip oil hybrids, and this one is perfect. It's super moisturizing, really lightweight. It smells good. So I will apply this one. It also leaves my lips feeling hydrated after it actually wears off. There are a lot of good products in the Ulta Beauty collection as a whole that I've been enjoying, and you guys have been leaving me a ton of recommendations lately. So let me know if you have any favorites. I want to do a video sharing like the best and worst Ulta Beauty collection products, like their in-store brand because they have a really big selection, but this has definitely been one of my favorites. I placed a profusion order because I wanted to try out some of their eyeshadow palettes. I also got some of their face brushes because I've been using their eye brushes for maybe like a year or two and they're so good. And I have been enjoying the face brushes a lot, and then I just threw this onto my order randomly. It is their Juicy Lip Tint Nourishing Lip Oil. It's just like a light pink shade. The thing about lip oils is they all look so similar because they're very, very sheer and they all look glossy and amazing. And these feel very similar. I don't know. I like the actual applicator of the Profusion one better. It just has this giant applicator so you can apply it in 2 seconds. It feels really good. It reminds me of the Fenty applicator, but it's more curved and rounded. And I think that this product is nice. Oh wow, I've used up a ton of this. I think I've used up like half the bottle. You probably get more in the Ulta product than you do in the Profusion product. I'll put the price per ounce on the screen for you guys just for your reference. The Profusion product is less expensive, but it doesn't seem like you get a ton. Either that or I've just gone through it very quickly, but I love lip oils. So if you guys have any good lip oil recommendations, please let me know. I don't know that I need to run out and buy a ton of them because they all kind of feel and they do the same things, but I would love to know if there's one that I'm really missing out on. My favorite lipstick has been the E.L.F. Gen Atkin Lip Duo, and I have the shade Bring It On Brown. I am wearing this on my lips today. I've worn this in the majority of my videos during the month of April. I did apply a little bit of this E.L.F. Seriously Satin Lipstick in the shade Cream on top, and then I'm also wearing a lip gloss, so I have a lot on today. This is the ColourPop Luxe Gloss in the shade Panna Cotta. So what I'm wearing today isn't necessarily indicative of what this really looks like on the lips, but I'll do a swatch for you. I've been wearing it so much because it's just an easy product. I like the fact that it's a duo. It has like the perfect matching lip liner to go with the lipstick, and I just like the color. I feel like it goes really well if I'm wearing a warm toned look or a cool toned look. I don't know that it goes perfectly with this purple look. Whenever I wear like a bright purple look, I never know what lip color to use, but I feel like it works, and I don't know, I just can't stop using it. I love the fact that they have, like I said, the matching lip liner and the lipstick, but the actual formula is so good. It just stays in place well. It's comfortable. I like to apply a little bit of a lip gloss on top because it is more of a matte finish, and I've just preferred glossy finishes overall these days, but if you're into matte lipstick, I think you'll really enjoy this too. I'm almost done. I just wanted to share 2 skincare products. I recently purchased some products from the Inkey list. I've been getting recommendations to try this brand for a while, and their products are really affordable. I like the brand because they just make skincare approachable. I feel like there's so much information about skincare these days, but I tend to get really overwhelmed when I'm watching a lot of skincare videos and they're talking about ingredients and products because there are so many to choose from. And for the most part, I feel like my skincare routine has remained the same for a while, but I thought it would be fun to try out these products, and these are the 2 that I've really loved the most. I like other ones, but my absolute favorites would be the Salicylic Acid Cleanser, which is just a very good, gentle, everyday cleanser, especially if you have oily skin. It says that it's meant to help reduce blackheads and breakouts, and I feel like my skin has been really clear during the month of April. I'm not attributing it solely to this product, but I do think that some cleansers can either dry out my skin, they can make it feel really oily or stripped, and this one has just helped to balance my skin nicely. It's a little bit of a thicker cleanser, so I just recommend adding like a good amount of water, rubbing it between your hands before applying it to your face, but it's really smooth and it's just very gentle. So I have been loving this. A little bit goes such a long way. Like this little bottle will last me a long time. I also picked up the Caffeine Eye Cream. This is meant to help reduce under eye puffiness. So I don't actually struggle with dark under eye circles, but my eyes are always puffy. I feel like no matter how much I sleep, my eyes are puffy, and I also feel like I have allergies. I don't know. I thought I just got allergies in the fall, but this spring I feel like I've been dealing with allergies as well. So my eyes as a whole are just always puffy, and I do feel like this product helps to just kind of cut down on that a little bit. It's not a miracle worker. What eye cream really is, and there are so many eye creams that I like, but the reason why I like this one is because it's very lightweight, but it's also hydrating. Sometimes I feel like I have to reach for a really thick, heavy eye cream to get the hydration that I want. want. But this one almost feels more like a serum, but it still provides a lot of hydration. And again, I don't know if it's like a placebo effect, but I do feel like my eyes are a little bit less puffy when I use this at night and then again in the morning. So I've been reaching for this one quite a bit. I also like the packaging. You don't have to dip your finger into a pot. You just squeeze out the perfect amount. And I feel like that causes me to waste less. When I'm reaching into my IT Cosmetics eye cream or my e.l.f. eye cream, sometimes I get too much and I'll just kind of apply it to the rest of my face. And I know there are people out there who say that an eye cream is not necessarily it's not necessary in your skincare routine. Like you could just use your facial moisturizer. And I personally like an eye cream. My eye area is so sensitive, and I find that when I use like my go-to facial moisturizers around my eyes, it can irritate them. And I don't know, I just feel like a lot of eye creams are just formulated so perfectly for the eye area. I'm not saying it's completely necessary to your routine, but I also don't think it hurts, and I really enjoy this one. So I wanted to mention these two products because I've been reaching for them every single day, morning and night. So anyway, that is everything for today's video. Those are all of the products that I loved throughout the month of April. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes of your day watching one of my videos. It really does mean so much to me. I know there are so many YouTube videos that you can choose from, just so many different things you can watch, not even on YouTube, but you can watch TikTok or Instagram or Netflix or whatever. So I really appreciate you spending your day here with me on my channel. I also do have a TikTok if you guys are over there. It's just my name, Matillano. I've been having fun over there, just kind of doing like short form reviews. But I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye.